everyone, welcome to the Market Outlook midweek this Wednesday morning. Gaurang Shah here from Geojit Financial Services. And as we've seen a range bound trade in the markets, similar kind of activity continues even this Wednesday morning. Uh, this week, friends, is a truncated week. Tomorrow, there is a holiday because of Ram Navami and the FNO expiry for the monthly series is going to expire today. So expect a little bit of choppiness and volatility by the time we wind up the trade this Wednesday afternoon and enter into a new contract on Friday for the month of April, the new financial year. Even next week, friends, there are two holidays. One is on the 4th because of Mahavir Jayanti, and the second one is on Friday because of Good Friday. So not only this week, next week is going to be even shorter. So expect this choppiness and volatility to continue even next week. Unless we have some kind of decisive news flows, it's going to be very difficult to determine which way the market goes. But the range bound trade is what we expect to continue for this week and next week with a little bit of choppiness and volatility. Having said that, we are also going to see a curtain raiser very soon by first week of April. Possibly closer to 8th or 10th of April, you'll see the Q4 earnings seasons for this financial year, the last one, which will start unfolding. Undoubtedly, starting with the big boy TCS and then rest to follow. I think some amount of direction for the market could be derived from the earnings season, provided the numbers are a little bit better than what the street estimates are, and there is no huge disappointments. Let me give you certain levels on the market this Wednesday morning. Sensex is trading with 185 points uptick. Levels are 57,800 on the Sensex. Nifty 65 points gains. Levels are 17,015. Nifty Bank up about 140 odd points. 39,705 is the level of Bank Nifty or Nifty Bank. And on the rupee, dollar and crude oil, well, rupee is trading with weakness of 0.07 paise to the dollar, and the levels are 82.26 per dollar. On the NYMEX and Brent per barrel in dollar terms, $78.85 per barrel on Brent and $73.63 per barrel as far as NYMEX is concerned. There is a little bit of marginal strength in the crude oil prices this Wednesday morning. Of course, remains to be seen in terms of supply demand for crude oil and whether there are any disturbances which may lead to a sudden spike in crude oil prices. That is something that we'll have to wait and watch. News flows from the global markets, nothing to worry about, and that's the good news. But from the domestic market, over the last 2 or 3 days, we've been hearing that the number of COVID patients who are getting affected by the new variant are going up. Ministry of Health and Government of India are in the process of discussion. And of course, some advisory is likely to come through just in case if these numbers start going up. This has been for a while in India and some of the other countries, but if there are any, huge negative news flows with this new variant, then of course we'll have to brace ourselves. But let's pray that there is no such negativity as far as new COVID variant is concerned. Keeping in mind the FNO expiry and hoping that we are able to stay above 17,000 on the Nifty spot and able to give a close above that, will be, bring in a little bit of sign of relief because over the last couple of days we are able to go over that 17,000 mark on the Nifty, but by the time we wind up the trade, a tag lower than that. So it's going to be important whether we are able to sustain at higher levels with the choppiness and volatility because of monthly FNO expiry. It's going to be a very difficult times for traders, especially for those people who trade in short to medium term or intraday. Our advice would be that as and when you get your profits, try to maximize that. For long-term investors, I think these kind of markets are a great opportunity to build up a very strong and profitable portfolio from a long-term point of view. And every time we give two investment ideas. This time there are two of them. No, from a sector which has not been spoken about. First one is from the alternative clean and green fuel piped natural gas, or CNG you can call it. The name of the company is IGL, that is Indraprasth Gas Limited. We've seen the Parekh committee report uh, possibly going through with the acceptance of changes that will happen, which may throw in a positivity for these city gas distribution companies or alternative clean and green fuel companies like Indraprasth Gas Limited. Uh, Expect volumes to go up in terms of demand, and thereby leading into a little bit of a tag bit of higher profitability for the next couple of quarters for all these city gas distribution companies like IGL. So the first investment idea is IGL. The second one is from power generation, a company called Torrent Power. Government has already announced and requested the power generating companies to work at full plant load capacity, purely because of the seasonality. In the month of summer, the demand for power goes up not only from the metro big cities but also from tier 2, tier 3 cities, and also from semi-urban and rural India. Keeping in mind the additional capacities that will come up over the next 2 to 3 years in across the verticals, whether it is hydro, whether it is conventional power generation, whether it is solar, or whether it is wind. Our sense is that both power generating companies and power transmission and distribution companies will do well. And Torrent Power is one of the power manufacturing companies which has been in green. That means the balance sheet is profitable for a pretty long period of time. We expect positivity for power generating companies, including power transmission companies, but primarily power generating companies will do well. So the second investment idea is this form of Torrent Power. Mind you, friends, these are all fundamental long-term investment ideas. So please bear in mind that you should have a longish time horizon, year and a half, to longer the better, and that these are not trading bets. So please keep this thing in mind. And if you decide to invest in these two companies, a staggered investment is something that we always advise. Don't put all your money at one time, but phase out your investments in parts, and as and when you get corrections or lower levels, you should continue to hold the investment that you have, and possibly if you have investable capital, which I'm sure you will have if you follow this strategy, then you should buy and add on dips as well. Thank you very much for your patience hearing, and I'll see you again next week. Till then, take care. Bye bye.